Hey everyone, it's Angie and welcome to this video. Today I'm so happy to tell you all about my experience with oil painting and my first oil painting, which was actually a really bad experience too. So if you want to know all about it, then just keep on watching. So to give you a little backstory, when my sister and I were younger, we used to watch TV when we got bored, and one day when we were flipping through all the channels, we stumbled across a Bob Ross painting episode, and at the time, we've never heard of him, so when we saw him paint, we were just so amazed and in awe of how realistic he painted, and so ever since that day, we would watch that channel every time it came on, and I really liked Bob Ross. So fast forward when I'm a lot older and I get a $50 birthday gift card to Michael's, and I'm looking around and I find a Bob Ross painting set, and I remember I was so excited, but I wasn't sure if I should have gotten that or a box table easel that I also really wanted. They both took up almost all the gift card money, so I had to pick one, and I actually ended up going with the painting set, of course. I was really happy to paint, and I guess paint like Bob Ross too. At the time, I had no knowledge of oil painting or what it really was and how to do it. I believe I only had done a few bad paintings with acrylics. And if you know anything about painting, then you know oil painting and acrylics are really different. So I had no idea what I was doing, but I was too happy to care. And at the first chance I got, I opened the box, skimmed through the instructions, I got a new canvas, and I got ready to paint. So I started to try to paint a blue sky, and then added some green mountains, and then a tree. But all of a sudden, it didn't look anything like I wanted it to, or like the stuff Bob Ross does, and I was so confused. I tried blending, but then all the painting turned into a muddy mess, and it was all blurry and smudgy. So then I stopped painting and began to clean up, and when it got time to cleaning the brushes, I noticed that the paint wasn't really coming off, and I tried to use a lot of soap, and it barely did anything. So I looked up a solution on YouTube, and that's when I realized that I needed paint thinner in order to use oil paints. And I also found out that they were really different from acrylic painting. So after that, my brushes that came with the set and some of my brushes actually ended up getting kind of messed up, and I never used oil painting again until now. If you saw my previous video, then you know I got paint thinner, and since then I've been so happy to try this new medium. I've started with an easy flower, and I looked up a ton of videos about oil painting because I didn't want to repeat the same mistakes or do something that would mess everything up. And I discovered so many things about oil painting and painting in general that were so helpful. But also, since there are so many styles and approaches to oil painting, I ended up getting kind of overwhelmed, and it was kind of hard to even start painting this, but I knew I just had to start because I really wanted to try out this new medium. So I did, and I actually really loved it. I started with mixing red and green and thinning out the paint with Gamsol to make the light wash for the background, and I kept layering more and more paint for the background. I wanted it to look like the leaves were blurred out or more in the background, so I didn't define any particular leaf, but I made the ones I wanted to appear further away darker. And for the flower, I used a reference I found on Pinterest, but looking back, it doesn't really look a lot like it. But in the end, I really loved it so much. The paints were so smooth and pigmented and really fun to work with. It was just so different from acrylics. I definitely want to paint more with oils and try different techniques, and I really want to try to paint landscapes and still life and hopefully portraits one day. I just really want to get good at this medium too, and it was just so amazing. So maybe I'll make more videos about oil painting or painting in the future as well. Anyway guys, thanks a million for watching and hearing my experience. If anything similar has happened to you, comment below and I would love to hear it. But until next time guys, bye!